What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Tuesday NBA Cup version of my DFS podcast. We have 6 games on the main slate tonight. Looks like a pretty good slate. We're not really waiting on much news. We just got Jokic ruled out due to personal reasons with the birth of his child. Luka Doncic is questionable. He did go through shoot around. I would expect him to play tonight. He was held out last game. I think that was more precautionary than anything. I would expect him to definitely get out there and play for an NBA Cup game. But other than that, we don't have a ton of news to wait on. We do have some small pieces who are questionable. Okoro on the Cavs, Pritchard on the Celtics, Trey Mann on the Hornets. But Rui Hachimura on the Lakers, but in general, I don't think any of that is going to, really move the slate too much. So let's get right into today's plays. I really like this slate. Again, with it being NBA Cup night, they do have a point differential. We do see teams play their starters basically the whole game no matter what, even if it's a blowout. We only have a couple of spots that are blowout potential. A lot of good DFS matchups. So let's get into it. As usual, I'm going to make it pretty short and sweet and to the point. One play for each position. At point guard, I haven't gone to LaMelo Ball really at all this year, and I think tonight's the night to do it. We have pretty bad value at point guard. Luka, you could spend up on always. I think there's better spots to spend up on, though, tonight. SGA as well. Good matchup against the Spurs. Jamal Murray now in play with Jokic out, but, all these Nuggets are pretty adjusted in terms of their salary because Jokic has been out for a couple of games. Murray at 8,100 could be a play. He was better when he was in the low 7,000s with Jokic out. But with point guard being a dry position tonight, you could look his way. But I do like spending up on LaMelo Ball. He's looked great recently. Been scoring the ball at a great clip, averaging almost 30 points on the year. He needs 47 fantasy points to hit value, projected for 49 right now. He's hit value in, 5 out of his last 6. In the one game he didn't hit value against the Bucks, he'd still got 44. So he's represented a very high floor. I do like Ball a lot tonight for a couple of reasons. As I already mentioned, point guard being a pretty bad value position tonight. And just this matchup in general looks great. The Nets are -3. Should stay close. 222 over-under. Should be pretty high scoring. Looks like a really good time to play LaMelo Ball at under 10K. Shooting guard, we're going to take advantage of the Pelicans tonight. Obviously, they're still banged up. No McCollum, no DeJounte Murray, no Zion Williamson. And they're going to be getting Trey Murphy back. He sat last game just for rest purposes. Still kind of coming back from his injury, but it was nice to see that before the game he sat out, he played 30 minutes against the Nuggets. And that was 3 straight games that he played. And he really just sat out last game because it was the second leg of a back-to-back. Seeing that he played 30 minutes, we got the NBA Cup tonight. We can put him at a minimum of 30 minutes. But the fact that they brought his minutes up a whole 5 minutes from, OKC to Denver means that he's basically ready to go. And when he's ready to fully play 100%, he's going to play up towards 40 minutes. So I'm projecting him out at 30 to 34 minutes tonight. And at 5,400 with the type of usage he's going to see, he's going to look really good. He needs 26 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for 30 tonight. You can play him at small forward or shooting guard. Multiple ways to get him in your lineup. Trey Murphy is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, value play on the slate tonight. They really just have 3 main usage guys. And in order, it's Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy now, and then the becoming of Brandon Boston out of nowhere. I don't think they thought they were going to get the kind of player that Boston's been so far this year, but we can rely on Brandon Ingram and Trey Murphy the most. I like Murphy. 5,400 is too cheap. He should be over 6K in this spot. Small forward, we're going to get cheap here. If you have the money, I like spending up on LeBron. I think at 10K with the matchup against the Jazz is really nice. He went 4 straight games with a triple-double, been absolutely crushing. So we all know the upside on the King. But for value purposes, and, LaMelo Ball is a better play in my opinion just because point guard is a worse value position tonight. We're going to get cheaper here. We're going to look at Julian Champagnie. Extra usage with Victor Wembanyama out. He's been a top usage guy in this starting 5. Chris Paul, struggling to crack 30 minutes, even though he's been pretty decent. There's not much we can trust from this Spurs team. Champagnie is, it's really Champagnie and Castle. They're young guys who are really taking on a bigger role. Castle's looked good over the past week or so. Obviously, like I said, with Wembanyama out, a lot of extra usage going around. Champagnie needs 22 fantasy points to hit value, projected for 24 right now. He's hit value in 5 out of his last 6 games. So I like this spot for him. We can project him out for, anywhere from 28 to 34 minutes tonight. Looks really good with no Wembanyama out there. And, there is a chance for a blowout. The Thunder are 9.5 point favorites on the road here. But like I said, we definitely can worry about blowout run a little bit less on NBA Cup night because of the point differentials. Coaches leave their starters out there longer for that reason. And then, another main thing to go back to Murphy, the Mavs are 12.5 point favorites tonight at home. The fact that line too is 12.5, meaning they expect Luka Doncic to play as well. Vegas does, with that line being so big. Because if Luka was expected to sit, that line probably would be in single digits. But I do like Champagnie at 4,600. I think he's a pretty key value piece tonight. There's not a ton of sub 5K players that we can feel good about. Power forward, we're spending up on Brandon Ingram. 8,600, still not high enough of a price. Needs 42 fantasy points to hit value. He's looked great in 3 out of his last 4 games. Obviously, as I was describing with Murphy, with all their starters out, we just see Brandon Ingram with an insane usage rate. Going to play anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes, and he'll be over a fantasy point per minute kind of guy in this spot against the Mavericks. It's going to be very, very difficult to get away from Brandon Ingram. And then, speaking of it being difficult to get away from people, Zach Collins is a smash play tonight. Put him at center or put him at power forward. It doesn't really matter. With Wembanyama out, he's going to be starting again. Looked really good in his start against the Mavericks last game. 26 minutes, 37 fantasy points. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they got blown out in that game. So Zach Collins in a close game tonight against the Thunder could end up playing 30-plus minutes. Really like this play. His price is not high enough. He should honestly be like 6,500 or 7K in this spot as a starter without Wembanyama on the court. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a nice slate tonight. Let's crush the main slate. I'll have the after-hours slate on my Dub Club again. You can sign up with the link below. My website will have the main slate as it usually does. Thanks for stopping by. Give the video a like. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.